Such a long queue. Finally got my coffee.
That's okay, no worries. Peak hour lunch. So you wanted to talk to me about something?
China's BRI.
Come again?
The China's Belt and Road Initiative is about jobs and opportunities in Australia. I mean, for Australia.
I heard that most of the workforce comes from China in these projects.
No, Victorian Premier Andrews said this time the jobs are for Australians.
Seems like another way for China to grab more of Australia's infrastructure.
Oh, nonsense. It's an act of goodwill from China. China has no need for any more of Australians' resources.
What do you mean more resources?
It's got a couple of things.
Such as?
Just small stuff like Darwin Port, 41 of Australia's vineyards, some coal mines, airports, wind farms.
Anything else?
40 million hectares of land.
What?
And 756 gigalitres water.
Stone the flaming crows. Don't worry about it. Too hard to explain. How did you hear about all of that?
Chinese state media.
That's interesting. I haven't heard any of that from our media. Anyway, this Belt and Road thing, on top of all the assets that China already owns, I'm concerned about it.
Oh, no need to concern, Jason. Premier Andrews has travelled to China many times to make sure that the plan is rock solid.
Many times? How many times?
About 25.
25 times? Over what time period?
4 years.
25 times in 4 years. That's ridiculous.
Not at all. It's very common for China to be extremely hospitable to Australian politicians. They do the same for the Australian press as well.
Wait. The CCP is taking our media and politicians for all expenses paid trips to China. That's sus.
Don't be so cynical. China didn't pay for absolutely everything. That wouldn't be right. Premier Andrews and his delegates still had to cover the travel costs, over $1 million worth.
Yeah, that'll be taxpayer money.
Oh, Jason, don't be so selfish. In communist China, we have a saying, if the sky falls, everyone shall die together. It means everything is everyone's to share, regardless of who earns what. Everything and everyone is the same. All businesses and resources are owned by the government so that they can redistribute to the people evenly and fairly. Complete utopia.
Right, so the CCP officials have the same amount of wealth as everyday people and that there's no poverty anywhere.
Jason, Westerners are so naive. Actually, out of the 1,000 most wealthy people in the world, 90% are CCP members or officials.
That doesn't sound very even.
Redistributing other people's wealth is one of the most important things. Don't you think they need to be rewarded for that?
So what about the poverty in China?
The media says there's no poverty, so there's nothing more to know on that.
Right. So what did you want to talk to me about the Belt and Road Initiative anyway?
Oh, well, I was just talking to my friend from uni about it. He learned how great it would be for Australia. It was a big topic in his Confucius Institute class. You're always going on about how bad you think that China's human rights abuses are. I want to show you the good thing that China is doing for Australia.
Wendy, you need to understand that China and the CCP are not the same thing. The CCP is a group of people that took power with force. They are not China and they're not the Chinese people. As for this Belt and Road being good for Australians, I don't know. I'm going to look into it and get back to you. As for the human rights abuses from the CCP, that's something we definitely need to talk about on another day.